Hi everybody, Paul here again from Ballistic Blood Bullets, back with a horror DVD update, and one that's been a long time in the coming, but a nice array of horror DVDs to get through in this update, and starting off with a pretty cool title. Code Red stars Paul Logan, who's star of many of these B-movie action horror type films, and this is a goodie. Really did enjoy this one. It's one of those movies you see and you think, oh, I don't know too much about that, don't really think it looks that good, same old rubbish, but it's not. It's actually very well done, and what sets it apart is the practical effects. It's one of those sort of zombie mutant type horror films, and this one starts off in World War II as a top secret nerve gas created by the Russians, and things of course go awry, and then jumps to the modern day, and we've got this set up in a sort of North European country, and the gas leaks out again in this small village town complex, and things go completely awry, as we like them to do of course in these films. And there's lockdown, and Paul Logan has to help a young woman and her daughter escape from the lockdown, but of course the military won't let anybody out, and they're all trapped by these mutant zombies, and it is a goodie. Really did enjoy this one. I really give this a high recommendation, and what's very cool about this one does come with nice slipcover, which has the same cover art as the DVD, but they're always very welcome. Nice to have these extra slips, not only as protection for the DVD itself, but also just so cool for the collectability as well. So there we are, there we have Code Red. Good stuff. And continuing with the good stuff, go straight into another futuristic post-apocalyptic horror action movie. Goodness, really did enjoy this one as well. Can't go wrong with a cast that includes Lawrence Fishburne, Bill Paxton, and a young guy called Kevin Zegers. Really did enjoy this one. It's a tried and tested story, but done so extremely well. Set in a post-apocalyptic ice age, and what we've got is survivors, and they live beneath the surface of the snow-capped regions, and one of the bases gets an alarm from another camp many miles away, requests for help, and they trek over to see what's going on. And there's been some cannibalistic action in this camp, and as Lawrence Fishburne and his small crew soon discover, they are in a lot of trouble. And not only are they in a lot of trouble, they have to survive and escape from this nightmare scenario. They unfortunately are followed back to their own base camp, and they bring the ghouls, cannibalistic killers, back with them, and it is a action fest horror post-apocalyptic joy to behold. And this one as well also has a nice little cool slipcover edition to accompaniment it, get the teeth in, and again it's same cover artwork, but again, as with Code Red, it's a nice little extra to have, and for collectors particularly, it's one of those little things that's a good selling point. I think we'd all rather have one with a slipcover than not. So there we have the Colony, and of course, as you're recognising here, it comes with a very cool yellow DVD casing as well, so a nice extra as well, on top of having the slipcover. Cool stuff with the Colony. Now, getting on to a collection of films from a company under the banner of Beyond Terror. I've got a few titles to look at here, and this is a cool little title. I have to give a shout out to Luke at May I See an Emu, because he put me on to this set of collectible cheap edition DVDs, and they are good bargain buys actually. You can pay up to £7, £8, £9, £10 for them, but if you're astute enough to check around, you can find these for £1.25, £1.50 on places like eBay and Amazon.co.uk, so well worth checking these out. and this is a film that I've not seen before, The House of Clocks. It's in a series of house movies, horror movies from the 80s into the 90s, and this one's from Lucio Fulci, no less, and stars the excellent Al Cliver from the equally excellent, of course, Zombie Flesh Eaters. Now, Beyond Terror, what is pretty cool about this one that I discovered is, well, cool, maybe not cool for some people, but basically the Beyond Terror label is from none other than Vipco, and Vipco have released these, but it seems that it's Vipco's international label, because these films are not only very, very good quality prints, and Vipco's been knocked on their prints for quite some years, but this one's top-notch quality in its original aspect ratio and fully uncut, and that can be said the same for the other two movies we're just going to have a look at in a moment as well. But Beyond Terror, very much worth checking out, particularly if you can pick up these for £1.25, £1.50, real bargain buys. And can't wait to check out this one. It's going to be very, very cool indeed. So that's the first of the trio of Beyond Terror DVDs we're going to be looking at. And let's get straight into looking at the next one. And that is Zombie Holocaust. And great one again. And there we have it, is uncut version. We do like to see that. And again, Beyond Terror under the Vipco banner, and this one of course stars Ian McCulloch, and this is quite a very well done movie. Not as good as Zombie Flesh Eaters, but it is set on the same island, so the same locations. If you've seen Flesh Eaters, you'll notice when you watch this one that the island scenario is the same, and indeed so are a lot of the exterior shots and also buildings, etc., such as the hospital and church. Very, very cool indeed. Lots of gore in this one. It's also known as Dr. Butcher MD in the States. And it's a lot of fun, and there's some good standout gore moments. There's death. I say death of a zombie. How can a zombie be the death of when it's already dead? But you have an outboard motor taken to a zombie's head, and it is cut into and sliced apart in good grueling fashion. Fantastic stuff. Zombie Holocaust. Okay, and the final one in this little trio pickup is a movie called Ghost House from Umberto Lenzi, and he's a name known well to Italian film lovers, not only of horror but of action and adventure movies. Great director, and watched this one quite recently. Never seen it before, always known about it, and it was always originally in the UK on VHS, released in a slightly cut version. Again, pleased to say that Beyond Terror, aka Vipco, have released this one in a full uncut print, and the print quality is extremely nice. Really did quite enjoy this one. Okay, it's not the greatest film in the world, but it's the late 80s sort of entry, and money was running out, effects weren't so great, but it still relies predominantly on practical effects, and you get some nice gory deaths in this one. It's not bad at all. It really is worth checking out, and as I say, at a price of £1.25, £1.50, really can't go wrong. This one was made in 1988. Umberto Lenzi, very well directed considering the limitations on this one, and of course he's perhaps most well known for Cannibal Ferox and similar movies, and also some very good quality crime action, Italian Euro crime action movies from the 70s. But this one is the story of a ghost of a girl killed in a house, and she comes back and brings about gory death demises of those who dare to enter or stay at the house. Along with her, she has her evil-looking clown doll that sings a pretty eerie nursery rhyme. It's very, very chilling indeed. But beyond Terror Label, actually all the uncut goodness and very nice prints indeed from Vipco, surprisingly so, and an original aspect ratios, so great praise indeed for them sneaking these out. Good stuff on this one. Umberto Lenzi's Ghost House. Excellent stuff. Okay, just wanted to do a quick interjection here at the midway point of this update as a real big thank you to another fellow YouTuber, somebody very well known in the community and very well respected, and that is Gary Colfie, aka Gazzini, the great Gazzini. Gary has been away from YouTube for various reasons for quite some time. I know that he does check in and watches videos still, but hasn't posted for a long time for his own reasons, and we have to respect that. But entered a contest of Gary's some months back, and Gary said that he was going to send me something, and wanted to send me something that was particular to me, and I have to say he has gone well above and beyond that remit, because he has delivered to me something quite spectacular, and I am over the moon with it. I can't tell you enough, it is superb. Let's have a look at it. Let's pull back and just bathe in the glory, the goodness that is, of course, synonymous with zombie flesh eaters. And this is a personalised print artist sketch homage to the great movie. This is absolutely superb stuff to have an original piece of artwork for zombie flesh eaters. Gary knows how much I love the movie, and this truly is something quite spectacular. Really completely out of the blue, and well and truly above what Gary went the trouble to get for me. I'd have been very happy with the DVD VHS that was really pretty much what was the prize that I was anticipating from Gary. But no, Gary being a fantastic guy, one of the best, he has delivered to me this absolute quality item. It really is truly fantastic. And just to show you how he even went beyond the extra, he's got me personalised to Paul, Buckaroo Banzai, and it's from the artist, and he's put a note saying, "I heard this was your favourite film, all the best." It really is just unbelievable. I just am blown away by this. I can't tell you. Gary, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I know that we've spoken, and I know I'm gushing, but this deserves high praise because it truly is fantastic and will be one of my most prized acquisitions, assets that I have, particularly the zombie flesh eaters. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's just give it one nice swing by again, and all the goodness pertaining to the film is on there. Anybody that knows the film will recognise all of these images. Absolutely, completely fantastic stuff. Just cannot say thank you enough. So just one last time, Gary, aka the great Gazzini, thank you so very much indeed, Gary. This is absolutely phenomenal, real eye gouging brilliance. Thanks so much. Okay, so here we are back with the Mccobb horror DVD update, and here we have some international horror goodness from Indonesia, and this is a title looking forward to watching. Haven't checked this one out just yet, but all of the ticked boxes, credentials that we like in a horror film, so very much looking forward to checking this one out. And I think we can see from the pictures and the information laid out on this one that we have an Indonesian horror treat to definitely look forward to watching. Interesting cover art there, This one's from 2009. Its original Indonesian title is Dara, and it involves murder, horror and intense gore. We always like the sound of that one. It centres around a newly wed couple and a few of their friends on a road trip who run into a strange young girl who asks for their help, and the friends take the girl back to her isolated house where her mother, Dara, greets them and insists, of course, that they stay for a meal. And as the night unravels, it is the friends who become the meal. Dara brings out her friends, who just happen to be cannibals. Fine young cannibals indeed. And soon blood, guts and gore aplenty are on the menu. Great stuff. Great and appropriate title, it would seem. Mccobb. And very much looking forward to watching this one. And as a cannibal film, definitely well worth digesting, it would seem. So that's Mccobb, also known as Dara. Now let's get straight into some good old classic TV horror sci-fi from the BBC, the original BBC serialisation of the Day of the Triffids, and this one is from 1981, a real throwback BBC mini TV series, TV drama. And I remember seeing this one when I was really quite young, and it stayed with me. And of course the beauty of DVD and Blu-ray is that we can go back and check out these series and TV shows and movies, and this is definitely one that I wanted to check out. And again, when you get a bargain buy, which is about £4 or £5, you just can't go wrong at all. Really a fantastic series. Remember this one being very well done, truer to the book of course, John Wyndham of the classic terror tale, and an influence on Danny Boyle's later made movie, 2002 horror movie, 28 Days Later. When you check out this, you'll definitely see that there's a lot of influences to be taken from this classic BBC show that Danny Boyle drew upon. It's got old school practical effects, which of course we love, and great drama and suspense, and stars our lead there. We're looking at John Dutine, who was a very popular TV series show actor of the time, of the late 70s into the 80s. It's BBC drama, 6-episode series, and at its peak it attracted 8 to 9 million viewers with each episode. That is quite a large audience. Really looking forward to checking this one out again. And also this one, which is a nice little extra, does come with a little booklet as well, which gives us some nice information and insight into the production of the classic Day of the Triffids show. So definitely getting great value for money with this one. Very nice extra to have indeed, particularly as it is a DVD release. So great value for money indeed on this one, and very much looking forward to checking this out and reliving those moments of the goodness of the Day of the Triffids. Good stuff indeed. Wonderful stuff. And staying with, of course, the horror theme, let's get into some more good, fun, action horror goodness. That is Quarantine 2, The Terminal. Good stuff. Really did quite enjoy this one, actually. It's a 2011 movie, and of course I should imagine it's quite a title that people will know a lot about and where its background comes from. But whereas the original Quarantine was a direct English remake of the excellent Spanish horror film REC, Record, this sequel actually dares to go off in a different direction and is a far more enjoyable experience for it. It is a story about a plane that has an outbreak, of course, of the contagion and upon the flight, and that turns people into rabid, carnivorous, out-of-control killers, mutants, and the flight, of course, has to take emergency action and to land, and the military soon contain the survivors of the flight in a locked down airport terminal, and that's when things then really do get completely out of control, with the contagion outbreak just getting more and more intense in a very enclosed environment. It is a surprisingly well done film, and again, I actually can recommend picking this one up, and it's one of those titles you can check out and find in the bargain bins for just a couple of pound. So well worth seriously considering picking this one up, and it is a fun Hollywood produced action horror movie. That's Quarantine 2. Good stuff indeed. And sticking with some Hollywood goodness, some Hollywood throwback action horror goodness from the 70s. Really pleased to have picked this one up. This is a rare out of print title, The Manitou. Evil does not die, it waits to be reborn. Really is a fun throwback film, favourite of mine, and I had the pleasure of seeing this movie as part of a double bill horror late night showing around mid to late 80s, and really had a real fun time with this one, and then rented it on VHS, and then it just disappeared. It is really quite a difficult title to actually be able to find, but delighted to say that I did pay a little bit extra for it. But considering how rare it is and how much you can pay it, this is one of those titles that you can find yourself spending 20, 30, 40 pounds on. But it's a real good, cheesy, old-fashioned, fun movie back from 1978, and yes, it does indeed star Tony Curtis. And Tony Curtis here, he's into his 50s. He was the young, handsome lead of many films from the 50s and 60s, classic movies. But he's always been a fun favourite of mine, to be honest with you. He's such a good, down-to-earth guy, and made lots of great TV shows as well. Particular one that comes to mind is The Persuaders, with, of course, Roger Moore. And really, this was just a fun movie opportunity. I'm sure it was a good paycheck for him, but one of those things that you do to pay the bills. But this was a really fun movie. Really do and did enjoy seeing this one. Looking forward to seeing it again. It's directed by William Girdler, who also made great action movies during the same period, films like Grizzly and Day of the Animals. But I was quite upset to learn that William Girdler actually died at a young age of just 30 years of age. So who knows what greatness to come, to follow, would have come from William Girdler. So that really is quite an unfortunate thing to have learnt while looking at the background information pertaining to the Manitou. But the goodness of the movie itself stars Tony Curtis, 53 years of age in this one, but he still puts in a great performance, and he's up against the spirit of a witch doctor, an evil, insidious witch doctor that is being reborn through a tumour that is growing on the back of Tony Curtis's character's girlfriend, played by Susan Strasberg. It gets pretty gory, and it is very well done with these practical effects. The creature growing as a tumour on the back of Susan Strasberg. It's nasty, nasty stuff. But the practical effects overall are very cool. And there's some dodgy special effects as well, but dodgy in a good, enjoyable manner. It's fun stuff, and it's all around the time, of course, that Star Wars and their special effects were very much up there and becoming state of the art. And the Manitou deploys some of those lasers and light effects for this, particularly in the big, brilliant, over-the-top finale. It's all-out action, special effects, silliness in a hospital when the Manitou is reborn and all hell lets loose on Earth. Really big-time, fun movie stuff. And the Manitou, definitely can't wait to check out again. Good stuff. So please do, everybody, let me know if you've seen any of these movies, if you're now looking forward to seeing them or picking them up, what your thoughts are. Always look forward and welcome that. But for me, of this DVD horror update, this is the highlight, the Manitou, and also the Day of the Triffids. Looking forward to watching that again. But everything that I've shown here today really is good, fun, action, horror stuff you can't go wrong with. But let me know what your thoughts are. But for now, thank you as always so very much for watching. Really always appreciate it. Take care, everybody. See you all soon. Bye for now.